Okay, so we're going to find the limit as t approaches 0 of the square root of t squared plus 9 minus 3 over t squared. So let's go ahead and start here. The limit as t approaches 0 of the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3 all over t squared. So the first thing I'm going to do, oh, this is minus 3, right? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get rid of this square root by multiplying by the conjugate. So what I mean by this is you're going to multiply by a special 1 in order to get rid of this radical. So I will show you what I mean here. So this is equal to the limit as t approaches 0 of the square root of t squared plus 9 minus 3 all over t squared. And we're going to multiply this by the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3 over the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay? And I will show you exactly what happens with this type of argument. So this is equal to the limit as t approaches 0. So the square root of t squared plus 9 times the square root of t squared plus 9 is just t squared plus 9. So t squared plus 9. Then we're going to do the square root of t squared plus 9 times 3 is plus 3 times the square root of t squared plus 9. And then negative 3 times the square root of t squared plus 9 would be minus 3 times the square root of t squared plus 9. And then negative 3 times positive 3 would be minus 9. And that is all over. So we're going to do t squared times the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay? So now I'm going to reduce the top because there actually can be a lot of reducing going on. So this is equal to the limit as t approaches 0. So 9 and 9 cancel, right? 9 minus 9, and 3 square root of t squared plus 9 minus 3 t squared, square root of t squared plus 9, those cancel. So you're actually left with t squared over t squared times the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3, right? And now we have t squared over t squared, so those go away. That gives us the limit as t approaches 0 of 1 over, oh, let me fix that really quick. 1 over the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3. Now, I'm done with the algebra type stuff. Now I'm going to use the limit laws. So the first limit law I'm going to use is I know if I have the limit of a fraction, I can do the limit as t approaches 0 on the top and the bottom. So this is equal to the limit as t approaches 0 of 1 over the limit as t approaches 0 of the square root of t squared plus 9 plus 3. Okay? The limit as t approaches 0 of 1 is just 1. And here, when I know the limit of a sum, I can write the limit of this part plus the limit of this part. And this is what I mean. Limit as t approaches 0 of the square root of t squared plus 9 plus the limit as t approaches 0 of 3. Okay? Now, yet another limit law tells us that if I have the limit of a radical, I can put the limit inside of the radical. So this is going to be 1 over the square root of the limit as t approaches 0 of t squared plus 9. And then the limit as t approaches 0 of a constant is just that constant, right? So plus 3. Now, I can, since I have the limit of a sum again, I can do the limit of this piece plus the limit of this piece. So this is equal to 1 over the square root of the limit as t approaches 0 of t squared plus the limit as t approaches 0 of 9. Okay? And then plus 3 outside. And then this is equal to 1 over, so the limit as t approaches 0 of t squared is just 0, right? 0 plus the limit as t approaches 0 of a constant, the constant being 9, is just 9, and then plus 3. And now some basic math right here. The square root of 9 is 3, and then 3 plus 3 is 6. So the limit as t approaches 0 of the square root of t squared plus 9 minus 3 over t squared would give you 1/6.